good morning. Oh my gosh, I missed you guys. Welcome to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. I am your sister from another mister, your girl J Soul, and we are bringing it to you live from the Tobago Updates television studio. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I hope that everything went well for you. Lots of exciting things happened this weekend. Oh my gosh, Tobago Heritage launched on Saturday. Amazing stuff. Thank you to the stakeholders and the committee members who made it happen. Our own Candice Jackson was there. Good morning to you, Candice. If you can hear me, she did an excellent, awesome job. And let me just speak on her wardrobe. Her wardrobe was exquisite, it was elegantly designed, and I was so proud to be a part of the team that makes it happen right here on Tobago Updates Television. I really wanted to say blessings to each and every one of you. I got up this morning and I was so honored and so privileged and so blessed to be alive. And so to have that privilege, I declare and I bestow happiness on each and every one of you. We have some exciting things happening today. We have so much in store for you. You are not going to be sorry. Please promise me that you would stay with us in a little bit of a green mood today. And no, not green with envy, but green with happiness and green with joy. I'm listening to the birds singing, the sun is shining, and we are all alive. Thank you so much for viewing. Um, as you know, for those of you joining us for the first time, we are also live on Amplia, the Amplia Network 102. So you can go and check us out there. Let me know in the comments how you guys feeling today. If you had a wonderful weekend, let us know. We want to know. We want to see you. We want to hear you and see what's going on with you. And we have some lovely, inspiring stories as always. Welcome to my good stuff segment. That's what we call it for those of you joining us for the first time. This segment is called Good Stuff. And we head to the news day. All right. It says, let the flowers bloom again. Lovely intro there. In Trinidad and Tobago, there is a growing interest in pollinator gardens. For the most part, these gardens are being developed to provide safe havens and feeding niches for the population, for the feeding niches of the population, but also aesthetically enhancing spaces by encouraging specific types of animals, such as butterflies and hummingbirds. Now, that's definitely good stuff for the environment. Remember, our ecosystem relies highly on our plant and animal life. I'm going back to integrated science a little bit there. Our pollination is really important. More recently, there has been press coverage of the garden with Wings project undertaken by the Friends of the Botanical Gardens of Trinidad and Tobago and at the Royal Botanical Gardens in Port of Spain. So you guys go ahead and check that out. Pollination, it's telling you of the importance and the love for plant and animal life. All right, then we head to The Guardian. All right, lots of amazing and inspiring stories in The Guardian, empowering people with disabilities. Charlene uses her experiences to inspire and to support others. All right, so like Charlene, persons with disabilities in Trinidad and Tobago face inequality and a general lack of access to services and poor socioeconomic outcomes. This is largely due to weak legislation and enforcement, lack of public awareness of the capabilities of those with PWD, limited sensitization on their rights, and limited knowledge and competencies among or our organizations providing key services. So that's, you really want to go check that out. It also goes on to say that the United Nations Population Fund, the UNFPA, and Pan American Health Organization, PAHO or PAHO, through the Partnership on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Project, the UNPRPD, are providing technical support and facilitating multi-stakeholder partnerships with organizations for people with disabilities. So you really need to go check that out. The Guardian has some inspiring and amazing people that we need to look at, and Charlene is one of those people. All right. One other headline: Ken Hines was once a violent offender with an extensive criminal past. As you can see, the caption says from gangster to game changer. So right away, you know that you're going to get something inspiring, something that's going to take you on a high, on a low, but come out inspiring you at the end. Ken Hines was once a violent offender with an extensive criminal past. But since turning his life around, he has become a game changer. Yes, there you have it, a game changer. For the last 30 years, Hines, who is the chairman of the Communities Against Violence and the former chair of the Haringey Independent Stop and Search Monitoring Group in the United Kingdom, has dedicated his life to tackling violence within communities and supporting young people and affording them the opportunity to realize their full potential. And anyone who is doing positive things for the community, we are all about that here on Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Remember, you are viewing us also on Amplia Network 102. And we are going to take a short break and we will be right back. Do not go anywhere. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents the return July 8th, 2023 from 5 p.m. Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with Caribbean Stars 10th edition at the Shore Park Complex, representing for 2023 THA Assemblyman Natisha Charles Pantin, Rise and Shine Morning Show host Brother B, former host of Let's Talk Tobago Avian Parks, Lady Morge of Pulse 89.5 FM, Cara Vaughan of Freedom 106.5 FM, Michelle Borrell of 107.7 FM. For more information, contact tobagodanceport@gmail.com or Miss N White 772-9049 or Miss N Dick 340-5758. Admission only $150. Children only $75 at the door. Tickets available at D&D Jeweler, Tobago United Corporate, Milford 24 Gas Station, Crown Point, Tobago, and Dance Ensemble class members. After party from 10 p.m. till midnight. Don't you miss this one.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
With Brunch, a taste of Tobago. I am so happy to be here with you this morning. Just wanted to say a quick hello and hearty good morning to my wonderful crew. Jared, I see your heart. Aaron, keep doing your thing. And Anton, blessings to you. Blessings to each and every one of you. So I just needed to say hello real quick to my awesome crew. I am in a bit of a spot here because as I tell you who is on today, it's really so much pleasure to my heart. So for our first guest, we have a musician, an icon in my book, composer, vocal arranger, choir master, now part owner of a very successful production company. You know, you name it, and this gentleman has done it. So we have Mr. Len Phillips here. He's going to be sitting with me and we're going to be talking a bit. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, that is our Life Diaries segment where we have Tobagonian sons and daughters speaking on their lives, speaking on the importance of what they do for the island. And also we have our trivia. So you might want to stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Also our Eye on Bago feature. I'm getting a little tongue twisted there because there's so much I want to ask in that Eye on Bago feature. We are going to have Crystal Solomon. She is one of the committee members for the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023 edition, Mariah Old Time Wedding. So she's going to come and tell us a bit about that, tell us a bit about, you know, what it entails and all those lovely costumes and those breadfruit on the head and those things that we wonder what those things are symbolizing. So she's here and she's going to talk to us a bit about that. We also have Vanessa Boyce, and Vanessa is president and public chair of the Pink Diamond Society for Ladies. Yes, Vanessa is here with us and she is going to talk about a wonderful event that she's hosting, Diamond Ladies Who Brunch. Now, if you listen to that name, I particularly like the brunch part. No pun intended. But Vanessa is also here and she's going to talk to us. All right. So quite a few things are going to be happening. I don't want you to miss out. So let me take a break. Remember, we are on Amplia 102. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. So you have multiple platforms that you can view us on. You are viewing Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. I am your host, J Soul, and we will be right back after this with Mr. Len Phillips. See you.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bon Accord right in Stowbay Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, half-inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people. Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people...
We are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Like I said, I am very privileged and very honored to be speaking with my first guest. I would have given you a bit of a synop as to many of the accolades that he has in his possession. But if I was to talk about everything that he did and every community that he has assisted, I would be here for a very long time. So, with that being said, I would like to introduce my first guest for today, musical composer, vocal arranger, choir master, vocal coach. Yes, studied with him. He's a wonderful vocal coach and mentor. Let me just put that in there. I welcome to the brunch set Mr. Len Phillips, and good morning to you.
A pleasant good morning to you, Janelle.
And how are you this morning?
A little bit tired, but I think I will be able to make it, right? A little bit tired. But you know, all the graduations and different activities, you know. And then this morning, I tried to get up to get here. And, well, that's it.
Okay, well, you're here, and we are so happy to have you. All right, so I know quite a bit, but for my viewing and listening audience, I would start with just a little backstory. How did you get your start in music?
Well, actually, I was born into a musical family. My father used to be a choir master. He was very good at solfa, in terms of solfa notification, and he was a choir master, of course, as I said. And most of the times he would be practicing, people would come and they would be rehearsing with him, and I would be around. And one of the things that I started to do when I was small was to tune klimpans. You might not know about the original klimp that we had. You know?
No, I know the pan.
The original klimp?
Yes, and the pan.
Very sturdy.
Yes.
Well,
with a lovely sound.
I used to tune some of these and play along and so on. And then when I went to Scarborough Sec to jumpstart, when I went to Scarborough Sec, I saw the piano. And I was intrigued with it because the first time I would have seen a piano was at my cousin's house at Mariah, but we couldn't touch it.
Oh, wow.
And my aunt, who came from Aruba, she was allowed to play the piano. And I was amazed. I see this woman moving, she had and stuff like that. And I said, boy, I want to play that thing, And then I went to Scarborough Second. There was this piano in the art room, and I was very interested in it. And to make a long story short, there was a teacher in the art room, and I'm not saying this with any kind of remorse or anything like that. Miss Arnold, well, boy, I had 3 years of horrors in Scarborough Sec because I wanted to play this thing so much. You know how much detention I was put in? How much times I walked from Scarborough to Mount Thomas after being kept in detention? I used to break into the art room during the lunchtime. I'd play the piano.
Yeah,
pong,
you couldn't resist it.
Yeah, and then Mr. Hospitality Principal licks in my tail every day until I became immune to the licks. And I didn't care, I could remember one night after I went into detention and I went into Scarborough, and Father was working tea and tech, and he had a old Volkswagen. And I decided, 2 things happened. I decided, well, look, you see, tonight I ain't walking home. I'm waiting until my father finished work 10 o'clock. So I went and I lied down in the car, fall asleep. Didn't even know when he came, and he started the car and we got home to Mount Thomas. And lo and behold, when we got to Mount Thomas, this man put his hand in the back to pick up his bag. Here, and I never see a man spring out of a car so fast. And then he asked me, what you doing there? So I had to explain the whole story to him. And he looked at me and he told me something that encouraged me further. He said, don't worry. You will soon be out of there. He didn't tell me don't go back in the art room, He didn't tell me anything like that. He said you're going to be out of there just now. Another incident, I came from detention. I said, well, look, I ain't walking home tonight. I ain't walking home because I in Scarborough, transport gone, and I saw a bicycle. A fella leave a bicycle. I got called the name of the bike in case the fella still alive and realized, I thief the bike. I stole the bike and I rode that bike home. And then when I got to a certain place, I push it down in a place and leave it there. That's to tell you how the thing was. But that was part of the experience. And I am happy for that experience because it would have encouraged me to encourage others. And that is why I wouldn't mind spending some time to show somebody something or to teach somebody something, because I knew how I came through that thing. It wasn't easy.
Yes.
Right? No, I know basic music. I can read music, but I don't read and play.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm so into the creativeness of the music. So I don't really, you just la the stuff for me and let me go.
Yeah, you definitely
leave me alone. If there's a problem, then I will take the thing and I would see what the melody line is like and fine. But in terms of reading the music I'm playing, I'm not very, very fluent with that. Right?
Okay.
But where the instrument is concerned, over the years, I'll try to perfect myself as much as possible. And this is where I am at now.
Okay.
Right? Hardly could get a little rest. Everybody, this one want a little piece of you, another one want a little piece of you and stuff like that. And sometimes you wonder, how did I get here? You know, and this is the way, this is what it is.
But
you pass through.
Yes, I was just about to say that because I was telling Anton a couple of days ago, I said, well, I know, because he's giving me a rundown of who I have on the show. And I said, I know Len Phillips personally. I said, I would have come through even when I was 7 years old and going to rehearsals with my dad.
As a baby.
And that is the first place that I met you. You were,
and don't forget Jerry Stewart.
You were involved with Jerry Stewart's band. Another icon here. He has helped so
almost
many.
everybody would have passed through Jerry Stewart.
Yes, Jerry Stewart.
Came from Moruga, settled in Tobago, and never went back. He brought a whole band here, you know, Chess and Glenn Wynn and Squaggy and
I remember Squaggy
and that is Lisa Maxwell's father, one of our great dancers.
Small little man.
Yes,
I remember him.
Very good on the percussion.
I remember him.
So I know I had that experience. And Jerry Stewart, just as some people look at me today, I look at Jerry Stewart. If it wasn't for him, I may not have ascended to that medium category that I put myself at right now.
Yes, that level.
Yeah, because he would have been very instrumental in nurturing my early musical overtures.
Journey,
but one thing I cannot forget, the very first band that I played with was Jeff and the Flames. I can't forget. Jeff. I always have to talk. Prince Unique, Jeff Thomas.
Oh,
right?
yes. Good morning to you, Jeff.
Jeff Thomas gave me a chance to play in a band for the first time in my life, right? And I was keyboardist for Jeff and the Flame. And I hardly could have played anything, but I had some flair. You just see a boy behind the keyboard, wow, wow. And Jeff and them said, that boy, that fella. So I was the keyboardist for Jeff and the Flames. And those days, Jeff and the Flames was ranking, Yeah, so Jeff, wherever you are, always gonna have to call your name, boy, because you know, if it weren't for you. And then when I started out with Jeff and the Flames, now Realize was right next door, right? So when Realize heard me play the keyboard, they say, "See that boy there? I want you to play with me too." So I used to play with two bands, right? Jeff and the Flames, Realize, and then afterwards was Realize, right down the road until Jerry Stewart.
Okay.
And that's the way it happened. And, you know, in school, I was a member of the school choir, and I used to sing in church and stuff. And today, I still try to continue. Many groups and persons have passed through. Some stayed, some left, right? But as they leave, others are coming to fill the gap. And very soon, we have a team. Of course, you are also part of the team.
Yes, and I thank you so much for remembering me.
The world, we are almost set to release some very new music, very new music, very soon, before the end of July, right? I believe that they are going to be released. And at this point in time, I want to take the opportunity to encourage the local artists that are writing their own songs. Get your music copyrighted. Make sure that you become a member of COTO, one of the performing right bodies. Get your international standard recording code. They call it the ISRC code. Hook in to cut and get your neighboring rights. Get your song protected, long and short. Because nowadays you can, but it wouldn't make any sense. You make about 12 songs and put it on a CD. You're actually giving the the money. Because nobody buys a CD for $120 or $100 anymore. And a matter of fact, CDs are almost obsolete at this point in time.
Yes.
So the best thing for you to do is to protect your stuff, your intellectual property, get everything organized properly. So if you're doing recordings and your music is being played at different parts, different places in the world, you will still accrue your royalties. And then if you do your proper marketing, then of course somebody's going to want to have you to come and provide some services for them. Either to sing for them or to play for them or to assist them with the choir. And by the way, I want to mention Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, we have been working together for over 40 years. And he really does a great job in assisting with choirs when we have to work with choirs, and also as the director in front there, and we work with other groups as well. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but you're going to hear names very soon. Of course, Janelle Winchester J. Soul is one of them. You're going to hear names like the Brooms sisters, and we're talking about Kinder Brooms and Killoy Brooms. You're going to hear stuff from persons like Hyacinth Leander. I know a lot of people want to know who he talking about. She can't sing, but they're going to be surprised. And a couple other persons have already been recorded and are scheduled to be recorded very soon. And I must also mention Mr. Andy Wilson. We have a company called L&E Tobago Productions, and we produce these persons that I have been talking about. Right? So in a little while from now, you're going to have some new music. And by the way, the mission vision statement that I have, and I am registered here, Len Phillips Music LPM is a sole trader. I'm legally registered under the company Ordinances Act of Trinidad and Tobago.
All right.
And my mission vision statement is to use music and lyrics to positively enhance human and social behavior. So I am not against persons who want to whine and jam and raise their hand in the air and jump up and get on bad and mash up the place and stuff. I am not against them, but I don't think that I want to join them to push that kind of message. I want somebody listens to one of my songs, they be entertained, they be encouraged, whether it could be motivated spiritually or morally. And I love to do research because as a songwriter, various topics might come. Somebody might want you to write a calypso for them on a particular topic. Sometimes before you do that, you must do your research to make sure that you have your facts together so that when you put your stuff out, you're not just putting something out there to make a song, but you're putting something out there that somebody could glean something from. And they say, wow.
Understood.
Right? Like recently I was doing some research. The first slot machine. And if you ask a lot of people that question, they might know. It might not be relevant, but the first slot machine was invented in 1887. Right. Now, how do I know that? I saw it by doing research and going through different things and many other little different things, right? But in Tobago here, I really love the fact that I am seeing with the graduation experiences like yesterday. I saw a men's group from Mariah led by Kenrick Noel and performing. And I believe that, and this is good,
Yes,
I believe that
definitely.
in the schools right now, because I have noticed that a lot of the young men are not singing. They are not singing. You ask them to sing and you carry them to a range like, they give you quite down there.
Way below.
And way down there, not using their voices and, they're not being encouraged. And I love what Mr. Noel did. So if the schools could adopt as an extra curriculum activity where people could be trained, because I do train people in voice cultivation and the songwriting at the same time.
Okay,
right?
yes.
So I teach people how to write songs and I teach people how to sing properly, how to use the vocals, the abs, how to breathe properly, your diction and all the different things, the 7 essentials of good singing and etc. I can't go through a course right now, right? But basically, that should be one of the elements, extracurriculum elements in the school where children could be taught to sing properly and if possible to write a song so that the creative part of our young people in school, the creative juices could be stimulated so that they could do better in the cultural arena.
And on that note, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about voice cultivation. It's a very interesting topic, so we're going to touch a bit more when we come back. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back with more from Mr. Len Phillips, my wonderful guest on the Morning Brunch Show. We'll be right back.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero, champion, fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800 TIPS. Help stop crime.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
We are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. So on the break, I was speaking some more with Len about, his journey in music. And when we left for the break, we spoke about voice cultivation. So I'm going to let him touch on some of the fundamentals for my listening public, because you may want to know exactly what this entails. All right, so Len, over to you. Tell us a bit more.
First of all, we deal with sound in terms of identifying songs. Basic songs, we have musical songs, we have noises, and we have inflections. Musical songs, of course, one would understand that. And then a noise. And then we have inflections. So how do we differentiate between a noise, a musical song, and an inflection? A musical song is a result of a regular and a continuous vibration. All songs are caused by vibrations, which are movements of the air, motions of the air.
Motions
right?
of the air, yes.
Okay. And then we have the noise. A noise is caused by a broken and irregular vibration. And then when we speak, inflections are produced. Now, speech is not to be classified as an inflection, but inflections are produced in ordinary speech. In other words, some of the words that you speak, you could actually play them, but it is not consistent with a musical flow, to say like a melody, a melodic shape, as the case might be.
Understood,
right? So
yes.
then we deal with noises, and then we deal with the breathing mechanism. The breathing mechanism is divided into three areas. We have diaphragmatic breathing, we have costal breathing, and then we have scapular, clavicular, or shoulder blade breathing.
Yes.
Right? All right. Then, of course, in my class, we combine costal and diaphragmatic breathing as to create that deep breathing element, because then it's not just pushing the diaphragm down or the extension of the ribs. When you combine both of them, you get more results, more air into your lungs. And then we go to how do you control this air that you breathe in as to turn it into tone. And we're not only dealing with singing, the singing aspect, we deal with the speaking aspect as well, in terms of people delivering public speeches and stuff like that. How you're going to start your consonants and you employ your vowels, because every word has a mood. Every word is a living thing. You have to put the life into the word and make it come alive.
Definitely.
And so if you're speaking to an audience, you have to know how to punctuate, where to jump in, where to stress your word as to get your point across in a way that people will want to hear more.
Yes, and diction is very, very, very important.
As you talk about diction, then we talk about the essentials of good singing.
Yes.
And we talk about good attack and voice quality. We talk about expression. We talk about vocal flexibility. We talk about pronunciation and enunciation and the words and etc. And these are some of the elements that you get into in the theoretical part of this program. You also are going to learn about the various voices. We have head voice, we have chest voice, and we have the medium voice. We have to know how to use these voices, right? The head voice is always supposed to be sung softly, right? The chest voice is where I read the say back, but where you really, and then when you combine the head voice and the chest voice, you get a more mellow. I call it the cultured voice. This is where you're going to put on some things. So let's suppose that I get on stage.
Flavor
and
it.
you collate.
Yes.
You collate. So I might go and say, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I would like to introduce J Soul. That's not my normal voice, but I have to put on something because I want to sound more sexy,
enticing.
more romantic and stuff. So I would put on that. Just like when them fellas would just fool them girl and them and tell them, okay, they go to
This dude.
they go to get some small, oh God, baby girl. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Lie like hell.
The lower tones.
You understand, right? But then as you
that.
talk about lower tones, some people, you want to develop your voice, your vocal tone. It's best if you go lower, if you talk lower, if you cultivate that lower tone. After time, you get accustomed to it. So you could always mimic somebody else's tone, or you could use that tone effectively when you are speaking to people. So even now, I don't want people to practice that. So even if you're telling a lie, the way you come across with the tone, everybody believes that what you're saying is true. So in other words, you're convincing them with your tone, because you seem to know what you're talking about and the flow.
Yes.
And then apart from that, in terms of public speaking, we have a problem with some people. Every minute you go on and say, and I don't know what you're talking about.
I have seen it.
When you could take your time, gather your thoughts, take your time, know what you're talking about. But then again, if your vocabulary is not wide enough, if you don't know how to use alternate and extensive words, you're going to have a problem looking for words. So you will be stuck there saying, and the best thing I could find is saying, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I want to know what you're talking about. So when you say, I don't know. Speech flaws. And in singing now, you have that where when you get out there to sing, you must be confident about what you're doing. You can't go out there to sing and not feel the confidence. You're not going to deliver properly. And then if you don't know some of the rudiments, you're going to cut your sentences, break your sentences in half. Some people do that because there's a sentence to be sung, but you cut it in half, you breathe in the wrong places, and etc., etc. But you have a good voice. So I am sitting there as a judge, and I'm looking at the rudiments that control singing, and I am hearing you're good enough, your voice good, but you didn't do so. And somebody said, but how she ain't win? She was real good. But they didn't understand that there are other elements that surrounds this exercise, that if you employ them in a proper way, you are going to get better results. So you have to know, like, okay, tremolo. We are talking about tremolo now, and some people don't know what you're talking about, but they actually sing and use tremolo. And then some people use tremolo in the wrong way. I am sure that you have heard people sing like this. Then sings my soul, myself. I'm sure you heard people sing like that already.
With the tremor. Yes,
but the tremolo, and this is just all, I mean, I don't know nobody paying for this course, but the tremolo is more effective when you use it almost to the end. And you could use it in the middle and straighten it back. Okay. So if then sings my soul, and I bring it to the end. Right. Walk with it. Then sings my soul. And I could straighten it. I could do what I want with it. Because I understand how to use it, and I know where to use it, and I know where I want to use it.
Exactly.
And all these little things. And then there are some people, they have good voices. They're not going to come to my club because we could sing already. Me going along to no sing, I could sing already. But when you hear them, they call their words wrong. They say this, when, where, that. You don't hear the pronunciations properly.
And that's the thing. Willing to learn, you always have to be willing to learn and perfect your craft.
And humble yourself with it,
and be humble about it. And on that note, we are going to go to our trivia question, which reads, back in the days, Gilpin Trace located in the rainforest was actually called what road? So I need you guys to go type in the comments.
For me?
That's my trivia for my guests. Back in the day, Gilpin Trace located in the rainforest was actually called what road? So we're going to take a break. We want to thank Len for being with us. He will be back to tell us all more of the rudiments of voice cultivation.
And then we could tip over to some songwriting too when that time comes. That's for the next session, right?
Yes. Okay. So next time when we
I could get to go home
invite you, and we will talk.
I could get to go home now and forget about everybody else and
get some rest.
Yeah, I need to get some rest.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
And we are back, my kings and queens. We are talking with Miss Vanessa Boyce. And before we do that, let me go back to our trivia question. All right, I'm not seeing too many of you typing, so let me read it again for you. Back in the days, Gilpin Trace, located in the rainforest, was called what road? All right, and our prize is a brunch for two. A brunch for two at Waves Restaurant. So you guys don't want to miss out on that. Get in there, get to typing, and let's see who gets this wonderful prize. So like I said before, I am speaking with Ms. Vanessa Boyce, looking radiant and beautiful as ever on set. And Vanessa is the president and the publicity chair of the Pink Diamond Society for Ladies. So when you hear a name like that, I know you guys want to know what this is all about. So Vanessa is here to just inspire us a bit and tell us a bit more about the Diamond Ladies Who Brunch. That is the name of the event that is being hosted. So over to you, Miss Vanessa.
Hi, thank you for having me this morning. So the Pink Diamond Society for Ladies is a non-profit organization that's based in Tobago, was formed in Tobago in 2009. So we have been around for some time. Because of the COVID, we have not had many recent events. However, this Sunday we are having one of our signature events, which is called Ladies Who Lunch, which is being held at the Fairways Restaurant and Lounge from 1 to 3 p.m. As I said, we are Pink Diamond Society, an organization of women, young women, a mix of age groups of women.
Definitely.
And we were formed to provide an avenue for women to network with one another, because we realized there were a lot of women who are seeking professional growth and there was no one to really give them advice. There are a lot of young women coming up who probably going into entrepreneurship and they are looking for someone to look up to, or someone who they can talk to who went through what they went through. Some students, some women looking to pursue different careers. They want someone who probably had that experience and someone to talk to. And that's where the organization really came about. So we focus on fine womanhood, fellowship, service, and excellence. And we develop projects along those lines. So Ladies Who Lunch, it's on Sunday. Every year, when we had Ladies Who Lunch, we always have a guest speaker. We started this initiative in 2012. Several different speakers over the years with different topics. Our most recent installment was in 2018, and the guest speaker was Winnie Fitzwilliam. This year, our speaker is Melina Simon O'Neill, and she is the president of the Association of Female Executives of Trinidad and Tobago, and she is a Tobagonian. So she's coming to meet with a young woman to talk about entrepreneurship. She's also a consultant. She has her own business. She's also a former lecturer. So she has a lot of experience in that field. So we know that Melina will come and speak to the woman and provide that kind of guidance to those who need, who going into business and probably want to talk to someone and have that support that the Association of Female Executives of Trinidad and Tobago provides as well.
Oh, and she said it all. All of the questions I was about to ask, my lovely lady has answered them all. All but one.
Mm-hmm.
How did the idea of Diamond Ladies Who Brunch, how did that idea come about?
Well, it's ladies who lunch.
Who lunch?
Yes.
Why do I have brunch in here? No pun intended, but tell me how it came about.
So the idea came about because we wanted to have an event, and as I said, this was since 2012. We wanted to have an event where young women and women of all ages could come together. So we were looking at different things that were available at the time, and we thought of a luncheon because that was actually before brunch became a thing. And even in this year in planning, we were considering changing it to a brunch, but we said let's stick to the original concept, and then probably later on we'll change it into a brunch. So we decided to have a luncheon. So we invited women of all ages, and it has developed into a beautiful networking activity with a lot of young women and mature women sharing with one another. So we have some mature women who always come, and it's a hatted affair. And we say that because we wanted to add something a little different to the dress code. So we included hats and fascinators. So women come and they dress up, especially those mature women who go to church. So they come in their hats, all dressed up, matching with their outfits, and they get to show off their hats. And the younger ones like myself, who are probably not too much in the hats, will wear fascinators. And you sit down and you interact with these women. You'll get to learn from them, and they have a lot to share. So we always encourage a lot of young women as well to come out, because you learn so much from these mature women who are in attendance, because they went through a lot of what we went through, and they even learn from us, because they are now in a world where it's very technology driven, and they are learning to adjust. So we also get to share with them as well. Another reason why we call it a hatted affair, we encourage women to wear hats. As you know, when women meet, you always compliment each other on their clothes, on their shoes, on different elements of their clothing. And when you add hats to it, because it's not something that in this day and age that we frequently use, it also offers another opportunity for an icebreaker or questions to be asked, or, to compliment someone. And, it just sets it apart from everything else. So it's instead of, a lot of events, that's one of the reasons, they'll have a color code or floral as a code. We include hats as the way to set it apart.
And I love the idea. I love the idea of hats. It definitely makes a statement, and it gives you that extra yearning to come out looking your best.
Yes.
You have to put the effort into getting the right hat, the right shade, the right look. And so it's inspiring, it's empowering, and this is what your organization speaks to. But what I wanted to ask you, Vanessa, do you all do anything in terms of lecturing? Do you go to high schools? Do you talk to young ladies there? Or probably there might be cases where you have young women from battered homes or, living a not too, worthy type of living. Do you have any programs where you lecture to persons on this scale?
Yes, so we have done work with women of substance. That's Unica Mars. Our last Mars versus Venus, we have an event called Mars versus Venus, which is a fundraiser.
Lovely.
And it's an interesting event because it's where we have a panel of men and women who come to speak about topics that they may have different views on. So on relationships, on all different things that, men have a specific perspective and women have a specific perspective. So our last Mars versus Venus was a fundraiser for that particular NGO. But we have done many on our own, many projects with especially single mothers. We have done I think there was a time when we did hamper distribution to several different single mothers. So we got information on them. We went to visit their homes. Of course, things like that we wouldn't put up on our social media because, you know, they have very specific living conditions that you don't want to put up out there. So we have been doing a lot of work with single mothers and women who are in need. Our last project that we had before Ladies Who Lunch was also called Story of All Girls. And it's a program where we go into primary schools and we do sessions with children at standard 4 and standard 5 level about their menstruation and their own personal care. So we bring in a doctor and a nurse and they talk to them because these children, a lot of times they go through changes in their body and they don't know how to adjust. They don't know who to talk to. And because all of our primary schools are co-ed, you have to separate the girls and have a separate session with them to talk to them about that. So it's always a time where I remember I attended the one, we had 2 this year. One was at Lambo AC and one at Table Peace Government Primary. And it was interesting when I was at the one at Lambo AC because you could see that the girls were learning a lot and they were talking after about, you know, different things that they're going through, and they were talking to the nurse and, you know, she was telling them, you know, different things that they should do and so on, and how to adjust different things in their body as it's changing. And as part of that project as well, we give them packages with, of course, sanitary napkins, a little mirror with deodorants, with wipes, all the different things in a nice little package that they can carry in their bags. Because a lot of times, you know, you may, as a woman, you may have these things and they're just thrown in your bag. And now for a primary school child, just in your bag that is all left all over, it's not sanitary.
Right.
So we provide a nice little package, a nice little, little pouch, and has all their things so the child can put it back, put their things, and it's very discreet, and they can keep it in their bag as they go on to secondary school as well. They are prepared. As you know, they go on to big schools. So that's one of the projects we do. And as I said, it's called Story of All Girls because it really is a story of all girls. All of us went through this, and it's really for us to go there and show them that we were there and we are now helping you. Because it's a simple thing that probably people forget or don't think about, but period poverty is a very serious problem internationally. There are a lot of women who don't have access to proper menstruation products and that kind of thing. So we don't want to take it for granted that our young children in the primary school know and that they are provided with these things. So that's one of our major projects as well.
Well, I love the fact that you are empowering, because I'm sitting here, guys, and I'm listening. And it's so empowering listening to Vanessa speak, because we need more of these types of agencies that cater not just to our young girls, but to our young boys as well, because there is the support that quite a few of them need. And so we applaud agencies such as yours. Now, you spoke about keynote speakers for your wonderful events. Diamond Ladies Who Lunch, not brunch, but lunch. Okay? Apart from your keynote speakers, what other goodies can we look forward to when attending an event such as this?
Well, of course, it's a luncheon, so you get a 3-course lunch. We have also tokens for all our participants who are attending. We, of course, will have our members of our society as well talking about the organization, letting people know how they can join if there are women in attendance who want to join. And as I said, we were a bit dormant during COVID for obvious reasons. And because we are a woman organization, you could expect that a lot of our members are married, have children, have people, probably their parents they have to take care of. So during COVID, that was a very difficult time for us to do a lot of things. So we are now really starting back and really trying to push the organization and even try to encourage other persons to join. So we usually take in members at a specific time rather than, a lot of organizations will always have intake. How we operate, we have one time for the year that we have an intake. And once members come on board, they get involved immediately. So for example, this particular event, it is being spearheaded by some of our newest members, they came on right before COVID, but because, as I said, of COVID, they weren't able to do a lot of projects. So they are now being thrown in to plan this event. So we're really showing them the support as these new members are planning out this event and organizing. They had to organize the speaker, organize all the different things for the event. So it's an organization where as you become a member, you get involved immediately. It's not a case where you get involved, you become a member and you sit on the side.
All right. And on that note, we are going to take a break and we're going to come back and speak a little bit more with Vanessa. Quite an interesting conversation. Diamond Ladies Who Lunch. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a bit more. Stay tuned. We're coming back in a few.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents the return July 8th, 2023 from 5 p.m. Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with Caribbean Stars 10th edition at the Shore Park Complex, representing for 2023 THA Assemblyman Natisha Charles Pantin, Rise and Shine Morning Show host Brother B, former host of Let's Talk Tobago Avian Parks, Lady Morge of Pulse 89.5 FM, Cara Vaughan of Freedom 106.5 FM, Michelle Borrell of 107.7 FM. For more information, contact tobagodanceport@gmail.com or Miss N White 772-9049 or Miss N Dick 340-5758. Admission only $150. Children only $75 at the door. Tickets available at D&D Jewelers, Tobago United Corporate, Milford 24 Gas Station, Crown Point, Tobago, and Dance Ensemble class members. After party from 10 p.m. till midnight. Don't you miss this one.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago, and I am speaking with a lovely lady, Miss Vanessa Boyce, and she's talking to me about Diamond Ladies Who Lunch and so much of what the organization is doing to inspire, to empower, and to encourage positive development. We were talking during the break, and there definitely is that discouragement where social media is concerned. We don't always pick out the positive things or the things that would inspire us to be better human beings. Tell me your thoughts on that. Do you have any advice to our young people looking on at us right now?
Yes, it is easy to get distracted when you focus on social media, when you focus on what is the standard that is set on social media. And one of the things I always try to encourage young people is that you should not allow what you see other people's lives to influence your own life. A lot of times you see people's lives on social media and then you see them in person and they look like totally different.
Definitely.
Or you meet someone who knows them very well and they say, well, no, that's not how they really are. Of course, everybody would want the world to see them in a particular light. But what we as individuals must understand that the life you portray there is not always the real life. It's just like if you're watching a sitcom. I grew up watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That wasn't the real Will Smith, you know. You grew up watching all these different shows and you almost think that is the person, but then you hear about them later on and that's not exactly who they are. So it's just a case of it's just an advice that you should look at it, but always remember that the life you see there might not be the exact life that the person lives, and everybody wants their life to be perfect on social media. So in your personal life now, you need to identify who you are, what you want to portray as well, but just understand that the life on social media and everything is not the real life. The people you interact with there, when you meet us, a lot of times you interact with someone on social media and you don't even know them when you meet them in real life. But it's just to understand the difference in both and really focus on living your real life as well and not just keep your entire life on social media.
Definitely. And one other thing that I wanted to just bring to the forefront, in terms of social, because we're looking at the social aspect, the human aspect as well. In terms of, there are basic skills that many young people may or may not have. For instance, how to dress, how to carry about yourself, like old people say, a time and place for everything. Things like etiquette, how to sit at the table, how to have a conversation, use your inside voice, things like that. Do you guys do any sort of workshops or training in terms of knowing how to behave, dress for the job you want, dress for success, along those lines? Is that something that you guys are going to be doing in the future? Is that on the table in terms of training?
Yeah, so these are kind of topics that we usually have in some of our events. We wouldn't do it for Ladies Who Lunch, but some of our projects that we have, we had an event called Cupcakes and Cocktails that we did a few years ago. That is something that we probably want to bring back up, and that is something that we can do at those type of events. So it all depends, or we always look at what is needed, and this is something that is definitely needed. And as I said, we really now bringing back some of our events, and it's something that we would like to do as well, because it is something that is very important. A lot of people, and even now, unfortunately, because again of social media, there's this push to you be whoever you are. Nobody should tell you that you shouldn't be that person. And then it's causing issues with persons who may not, as I said, speak properly in certain areas, and the older people might look at them a certain way. But a lot of talk now is that you should be who you want to be. So it's that kind of line that you have to know. Decide how you're going to cross it, how you're going to keep, how to navigate that particular line, as you're also trying to ensure that people, learn to express themselves, but understand when is the proper time to do it. So it's something that we would consider, because we are looking at all the different things, especially the dressing. That is something that I know there are a lot of programs that do that, because I was a facilitator for the YES program, and I know for the YES program that is focusing on young people. It's done under the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport. And it's for the young persons coming out of, I think, Form 6 and in university and now going into a little summer program. And I know they include that as well. But there's still, a lot of people who may not get that opportunity. So it's something that we really should do. I know a lot of different programs do it. It's just to really reach the people who are not being reached and to get them. And those are the people who sometimes may not want to be a part of it. So you have to really encourage them because it is something that is necessary. In my work life as well, because I sit on interview panels for young people, and sometimes I would see people come in and I would think, did somebody tell them how they should dress? Did somebody tell them how they should carry themselves? It is something that is needed from at the secondary level before they even leave. It is something that is needed.
Okay. You know what I wanted to ask you? This question just popped into my head as you were speaking about going into that social training aspect of it, how to dress, how to address one another, how to speak and that sort of thing, etiquette and those sorts of things. Do you ever have an instance where you come across what some may deem as a problem child, or a child who would be seen as having behavioral problems, or a child who does not quite fit in with what we deem as normal socio behavior? Have you ever in your years of experience and expertise, have you ever come into that kind of environment where you had to deal with a child who basically did not know how to behave? Is that something that you guys ever came across, and how would you deal with it if that was so? How would you deal with it if you had to?
Honestly, through the Pink Diamond Society, we have not had to deal with that directly, and that's because a lot of the programs, as I said, when we go into the schools, these teachers are there. So if there is anybody like that, they probably would not stand out at that point. We have another program that we do in secondary schools called the Graduation Dress Drive. And this is where we help students who are in need to help them and they want to attend their graduation. And some people might say, if you can't afford it, why you should go? But graduation is such an important facet of these secondary school students' lives. And we were unable to do it this year, but I think up to about 2 years ago, we did it. And it's where we help these females and males get their graduation outfits. So we get a graduation outfit either made or done, or we get someone to donate the suit for the males, and we outfit them and help them. Sometimes we would organize to get a vehicle to carry them to the graduation together. So we've done that in the past. So we've interacted with those young people, and a lot of times we get the names from the teachers themselves who will identify students based on their own socioeconomic situation. And even if these young people at the time probably were not the most disciplined students, when you interact with them with a sense of understanding and helping them and that positivity, that all of that goes out the door, because they are at a point where someone is helping them, someone is showing interest in them, and they really adjust to that whole situation. So I believe that because of the work that we do and how it is done, it's not like a disciplining action that we're doing, but helping them, you get a softer side of these individuals.
So in a nutshell, positive reinforcement is definitely what's needed. Okay, so guys, you heard it here. If the old way seems to be not working, let's try something else. Positivity. Let's try something else culturally. Let's harness the skills that our young men and women have and help them to focus. And maybe you'd have a different outcome. Who knows? So let's try it. And we had so much fun as we wrap. Let me just go to our trivia question again, guys. All right. Back in the days, Gilpin Trace, located in the rainforest, was actually called what road? Let me read it again. Back in the days, Gilpin Trace, located in the rainforest, was actually called what road? And our amazing prize is a brunch for two at Waves Restaurant. There you see it I've never been to Waves. Gonna have to change that. I'm not sure if anybody on the crew is willing to take me there, but we'll talk about that after the show. So, back in the days, Gilpin Trace, located in the rainforest, was actually called What Road? And your amazing pies, my kings and queens, a brunch for two at Waves Restaurant. So get to typing. We want to see what answers you come up with. And we just want to say thank you so much to my good friend. I think we're friends after this. And I'll definitely have Vanessa on again to talk about the wonderful work that they are doing.
One more thing, I just want to let people know that they can visit us on social media, both Facebook and Instagram, Pink Diamond Society for Ladies. If anyone is interested in tickets for Ladies Who Lunch, it's $380. We do have tickets online at wintix.com, WINTIXS.com, or you can contact any of our Pink Diamond Society members. You can contact 380-3261 if you need tickets, or of course, as I said, our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. So that number again is 380-3261.
And there you have it. Miss Vanessa Boyce, who was kind enough to give us of her time and come and kick it with J Soul for 30 minutes. It seemed like a very, very short time. I can't believe we're already finished. But as we wrap, I just want to say that the brunch mid-morning show, is here to empower, inspire, and inform. That's what we do here at the Brunch Mid-Morning Show, a taste of Tobago. And right about now, we are going to take a quick break, and we are going to come right back. My next guest is going to tell us so much about the Mariah Old Time Wedding. I'm especially excited to see that. So we're going to go for a break, and we're going to be right back with more on Brunch, a taste of Tobago.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bon Accord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
A pleasant good evening is extended to the Secretary, Ms. Tasha Boris, Assistant Secretary, Ms. Megan Morrison, and all specially invited guests. This evening, my cranium is quantum sophistically filled so as to expatiate my mental faculties on this joyful, efficacious, and momentous occasion. This evening, I am here to tell you about the world-famous Mariah Old-Time Wedding. This wedding is one of the benchmarks of the Tobago Heritage Festival. It is designed to highlight the European influence on Tobagonians. The Mariah Old-Time Wedding is just a display of the nuptials of things that used to be. The wedding activities usually begin the day before the wedding. It will take the form of a small celebration at the groom's family home, known as the Bachelor Nights. This includes tambourine music, dancing, reel and jig, and something that we still uphold in our village, making of the pork tea. So if you want to taste the pork tea, come see us the night before the wedding.
And that was the famous speechifier, derivative of the Mariah Old-Time Wedding, one of our many treasures here on the island of Tobago. And like I said, Heritage Festival is coming up, so you guys do not want to miss it. On set, I have with me Ms. Crystal Solomon, and she is the vice chairman of the Mariah Heritage Group. Did I say it correctly?
Yes, you did.
Crystal, thank you so much for coming. I have wanted to have this discussion for a very long time, but the stars have aligned and you are here with me. Now, guys, I have known Crystal forever. It's like forever. I met Crystal, what year was that? That was civilian conservation.
Yes.
I met Crystal, that was 19.
That was a very long time.
No,
I can't even remember. It was about 2003,
2003, 2004.
Yes, someplace
And
around
we
there.
would have met there. And Crystal was always very cultural. That much I remember about her. And she's here to talk about the Mariah Old Time Wedding. Now, many times we view the Tobago Heritage Festival. The Mariah Old Time Wedding is one of those staples of the festival that you cannot miss. But there are certain points and certain aspects of the Old Time Wedding that some of you may or may not know the intricacies and meanings of what is being displayed. So Crystal is here to really, carry us on that journey as we fully and totally understand what the Mariah Old Time Wedding is all about. So Crystal, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you are most welcome.
Yes. So this morning, I'm here to, let's say, discuss the wedding, to highlight some points that people may not know, because there are several elements to a traditional Tobago wedding. When our wedding begins, we don't actually start on the wedding day. There's much preparation that goes into this, and we start to highlight the wedding from as far, well, not far, but the bachelor night. For the bachelor nights, we have a little celebration, tambourine music, dancing, reel and jig, and we have the signature pork tea. It's not the usual stew pork and all of that. It's like your pork with your vegetables, your provision, with a nice little water, and you have your pork tea. That is our signature thing at the bachelor nights. And while all that celebration is taking place, preparations at the bride's house, they're preparing to cook and whatnot for the wedding day. But when all of that is over and the wedding day begins, most of the attention is given to the bride, where we start with the bridal affair. Now, the bridal affair is something where you have, when the bride is getting ready, you have the elders in the community, whether it be her grandmother, her aunties, neighboring friends or whoever, they will come to give her marital advice. And they come and they say, Cindy girl, this is what we want. You're getting married, and this is what is expected of you as a wife. You have to cook food for your husband, that he must never go hungry. Make sure you wash his clothes to make sure he always have clean clothes to wear. Remember, you have to keep house, because the man want clean place to come and dwell in. Because they say only the saints does dwell in clean places. And your children, make sure your children well taken care of and well put together. So they will give her all the talking to, the customs and everything that is expected of her as a bride. And even though they are doing that, they sending all the congratulations, their well wishes, who would want to bring their little gifts and whatever to make sure that she is in high spirits for that journey she's about to take. Right? So when they are finished with that, we're going down to the church. When you're going down to the church, you will see a lot of people coming in. And when you're coming into the church now, you're seeing a lot of immaculately dressed people. You're seeing the bridesmaids. And we have, before you see all the bride and all of that, you're seeing the bridesmaids. Listen to me. And the bridesmaids are always immaculately dressed in some flamboyant colors.
Yes.
It's always because, they always say Mariah people like nice things, and they're always well dressed. So these colors. You will see us in bright colors. Pink, blue, yellow, red, orange. No dull colors at all. And the gentlemen, Because we are looking at the European influence to things, you will see the gentlemen in those scissors tail jackets, their top hats, with neatly sewn white pants.
Yes, the
And
white
listen to me,
pants.
the shoes, Sunday best.
Yes, and shiny.
Shiny, Sunday best.
Yes.
And those men, listen to me, dressed to the nines. And you make sure, and you see, if it's one thing they always have, because the wedding procession is in the streets, you always have your umbrella because the ladies want shade. You don't want to dance all the time in any heat. So they always have the umbrella to make sure that your partner is well covered.
Definitely.
When you're coming in now, coming with the bride, you will see the father giver. The father giver sometimes is not her father. Sometimes it's a godfather or an uncle bringing her to meet her husband at church. But at the church, there is also the minister who will give a brief history of both the bride and the groom's family before bringing them in with the nuptials. But one person you cannot and would not miss at the church is the village mako.
Village Mako.
Yes. Woo! The lady who feels she knows everybody's business.
And it's not invited.
Never invited. Never invited. But she's always there to tell you who did what, how they did it, when they did it, and everything else. She would tell you about the history of the parents, the grandparents, and all the things that she believes people should know.
Yes,
Because she would say that what she's a respectable woman in the community. How could you not invite me? But because you didn't invite me, I'm putting all your business out there.
Yes.
Right? She's putting it out there. But while all of that is happening, she has to do all of that from on the side down the road. She knows she cannot come up in the church and cause any confusion. So she has to talk from the outside. When all of this is finished, they have their nuptials, they have everything done in the church. This is where we go on to the street procession.
Yes.
Yes. The street procession is one of the highlights of the wedding. When we get onto the street procession, after we leave the church, we head up to the community center. When we head to the community center is what we use as the groom's home. The groom's home is where, no, not the groom, sorry, excuse me, the bride. This is where we use for the cake and wine. The cake and wine, you know, when we get married nowadays, we just go to a reception, one reception. No, we don't do that. For the old time wedding, you have to dance from the church, the street procession, the celebration. We dancing from the church to the bride's home. And when we get there, we having cake and wine. That is the first stop in the wedding. So when we have cake and wine, we have to dance around the house 3 times. Dance around the house, celebrate to say, yes, we reached this far.
Yes.
So when we finish doing that now, well, you see for now, the way how the community center is celebrated, we will dance in front. We wouldn't get to do it around around the house. But we'll do it in front and they share the cake and wine as the first toast, the first part of the wedding. Everybody has cake and wine. They dance. They have a little the session we call the breakaway session. And they dance and they celebrate. And when we are finished with that part, we continue with the procession off to the groom's home. But one thing to note, when we are in the streets and you see us dancing, everybody knows that there is a signature dance.
Yes, I was just
signature dance to Mariah. That is the brushback.
The brushback.
Yes.
There you go.
3 steps forward, 2 steps back. And the brushback has its significance. With the brushback, you know, when they say the 3 steps forward, it's because we're saying you're going into a brighter future, you're going into something new, and you are going in wholeheartedly. But your 2 steps back is to ensure you don't forget where you came from.
Oh.
Yes. So even though you're heading to the future, but you are not forgetting where you come from. So you're going 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. Right? So we always do that at the beginning of the wedding and to go into the reception as well as when we go into the cake and wine. That is the significance of the brush back.
And tell me
Right?
about the music, because it's really, really
Yes.
unique.
The music we have is the tambourine music, the traditional tambourine drums. Our music, we have, for us, I have been in Mariah Heritage Group for 17 years. And for those 17 years, I have known one group as our signature musicians, the Mount Culane group, which is run by Mr. Smith out of Mount Culane.
Okay.
They provide the tambourine music, accompanied by Mr. Wax, Mr. Crooks with the fiddle, and Mr. Smith does a wonderful job with the harmonica.
Yes, indeed.
It is beautiful.
And a pleasant good morning to
Yes.
each and everyone mentioned here.
Yes.
Who is a part of the Mariah Old Time Wedding experience.
And Mr. Smith has been, a pillar with the music for all these years. And strange enough, the young gentlemen in the group are his sons and grandsons. So it's like a family tradition that keeps going on. You understand? And with the music itself, the tambourine drums, they say they have different kind of tambourine drums. The only one I could remember now is the cutter. But they have like about 3 different ones, and each one will give you a different note. And that is what brings the sweetness to the music. And keep in mind, those tambourine drums cannot just be played. At several points in the wedding, you will see them stopping by a corner to light coconut branch. The coconut branch is to get the fire to heat up the tambourine, to make sure that you get the correct sound and notes from it, because if the tambourine is cold, you wouldn't get what you're looking for. So that in itself is very important. So on the procession, you will see them dancing, celebrating. We have dances, we just call it the breakaway, and you will see everybody with their different styles and moves. Everybody has their own touch to it, and it's all about the footwork.
I was just about to say.
See the footwork? Yes, the footwork.
On display.
It is, the footwork is, yes. You have to see it for yourself, because it's something that draws a lot of people. When they see the footwork performed by the women, especially the gentlemen. You see the gentlemen? They have a special kind of style of dancing, and they add a certain kind of finesse and flavor to the dance. Listen, you yourself just get carried away. Although sometimes, you can't make those steps, but you want to come into it. Yes, it is.
Is that real? Does that real come in there? The real dance?
The real dance comes in. It comes in a little bit on the wedding day. But the real dance is really focused in the bachelor night.
Okay.
The actual real Angie. It is more focused on the bachelor night, but it comes in a little bit with the breakaway dance on the wedding day. So when we do all of that, when we come into all of that, we are going down to the groom's home for the wedding reception, which we have at the Mariah Recreational Grounds.
Yes.
So when we have all those celebrations and everything is happening, we head straight down. After we finish at the bride's home, we head straight down to the groom's home now for the wedding reception. But keep in mind, when you see the wedding coming, you will see various people and various things on the road.
On display.
Like, for instance, at the front of the wedding, you'll see a group of ladies dressed like how I am dressed here today. These ladies are what we call the characters. The characters are usually all the ladies in the village who are friends or relatives of the bride and groom, who are bringing forth their things to show that the bride she's coming to the wedding with certain things. For instance, you will see the lady with the canister. And the canister lady, for since I can remember, Miss Susan Cooper James. You will see Miss Susan with her canister. And inside that canister, you will see the canister has her bedding, her pillows, and her clothing. That goes to show that she is not leaving her parents' home naked. She's going with her things. The coal pot. The coal pot is showing that she is leaving home domesticated. She can cook, she can wash, she can clean. So he can't complain to say she can't do this and she can't do that. She was well trained.
Right.
And then you see the breadfruit. But the breadfruit here now, it has to be a young breadfruit. A young breadfruit to signify that the husband is getting a virgin bride.
Oh,
Yes. So if on a wedding day, you see a breadfruit appear with a knife stick in it, you know that ain't no virgin bride. Right. And then we move on to the lady with the cake. The lady with the cake is to ensure you're showing that your wedding has your cake and nothing is missing. Your cake is there because, you know, sometimes I might say, you ain't have enough money to do this, you ain't have enough money to do that. Yes, we have with cake. And also you will see a woodman. The woodman was in his garden and he was hearing the celebrations. He's seeing the celebration and he's seeing everything and he was like, wait, you know, I forget it's our wedding today. And he will pick up his things and he come in with his provision, whether it be dasheen, banana, whatever. And that is his gifts. He come in with one time for the bride and groom. I'm coming with my things from my garden. And he not even going home and change. He's staying one time and he's there. You will also see the washerwoman. The washerwoman is the lady who is at the river. She was washing her clothes and she probably tell herself, okay, I will wash and then I will go home to go in the wedding. Or I will make it in time. But she didn't. So when she hear the wedding coming down, she come in with all her things, her basin, her clothes on her head, and she's coming down with them. She's not going home. So the celebration has various characters attached at the front of the wedding. Not forgetting the little children.
Oh,
we have the little
Very
children.
important.
The little children are never left out. You see the little girls in the nice little flowered dress with their bows, well dressed. And the little boys, you will notice the little boys don't wear the same pants as the big boys. So you know they would say, little boys have to be little boys and dress like little boys. So they have to wear short pants. So you will see them with the short pants to their knees, their nice little white socks. And they will wear their top hats too, but you know their hats wouldn't be as high and sharp as the older ones. Yes. They have to wait until they reach a certain age to get that level of outfit. So one thing you will see again at the wedding, which you can't miss, is the massa and his wife. Because in those days, they always say that if it's not the parents or somebody affiliated to the bride or groom is working for massa on his plantation, so massa always comes and support his workers in their celebration. So massa is there in his carriage at the back of the wedding. Sometimes you might see them come out and shake a little leg, and then they will go back into their carriage. But they are always there celebrating with their workers. So the procession has a lot of things to take in. So it's not what to say. It's not just a small celebration, but a lot of things put together. Yes, a lot of aspects building up to it.
Yes, and also what I noticed, one of the things that stands out for me every year with the Mariah Old Time Wedding, the speechifying.
Oh, yes.
It's a particular type of style and flow.
Yes.
That you will only get at Mariah Old Time Wedding.
Yes.
Tell me about the speechifier and his role.
Speechifier. The speechifier is usually a gentleman in the village who has a way with words and who would come to every function to show off that he knows things and can say things, but sometimes the words don't make sense. The words just sometimes is thing that he hear and he put together. And as we talking about speechifiers, I must say, we have to thank Mr. Samuel Patterson, our first speechifier, God rest his soul. And he also passed it on to Mr. Philbert Spanish Joseph, who was also one of our speechifiers, Mr. Worrell Toussaint, and our present speechifier, Mr. Japhet McKetney. Those gentlemen adopted the speech and they do it so well and the words flow so fluently that you yourself, you wouldn't believe that some of these words is make-up words that they say.
Words, yeah.
Yes, they wouldn't believe that. And the thing about it is, the tradition is the speechifier must be a man, right? So us ladies, although we know the speech, we're not dabbling in that. Yeah, we leave that to him. So the speechifier will give us that speech in the wedding to bless the wedding.
And on that note, we are about to wrap. But before we do that, let me just thank Crystal for coming on and sharing some of the intricacies of the Mariah Oldtime wedding. I know that many of you would see these scenes being played out and wonder, what is the significance of this? Why are they doing this? Why are they dancing here? All of that good stuff that you will only get at Mariah Oldtime Wedding. So do not miss it. Like I said, Tobago Heritage Festival is up and coming, and we will be bringing some of those wonderful events to you. But before we wrap, I have one more question. I was going to wrap, but I'm going to take the chance here. I hope my producer is not angry with me. I'm going to take the chance here and just ask Crystal really quickly. Is there any, I know you can't give too much away about what's happening, but are there any, things that we could look forward to when we come to Mariah for this edition of the Heritage Festival?
For this edition of the Mariah, what to look forward to is something different, something new. And also, we expect to have, maximum participation from the visiting public in the dances and everything. So this year, we want to be more interactive and open.
I like that because the involvement really helps to bring about that excitement, the feeling that you are involved in what's going on is an amazing feeling. And again, only at Mariah Oldtime Wedding could you, experience it's a unique experience. I'm gonna chip in there and say that. I know that Crystal has said it before, but I'm gonna chip in and say, and a total agreement. It is a unique experience and one that you should not miss. So we want to thank Crystal again for coming and sitting with us in her lovely, and Crystal is wearing a lovely floral print of orange, pink, green, black, matching head tie, pearls to match, makeup on point. And that is how we do it here on Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Remember, you are viewing the Tobago Updates television network, and we are also live on the Amplia Network 102. And before I wrap and leave you, my beautiful kings and queens, our trivia question was, back in the days, Gilpin Trace, located in the rainforest, was actually called what road? The answer, the Bloody Bay to Roxborough Road. The Bloody Bay to Roxborough Road. So nobody got it. As a matter of fact, 2 persons gave us the wrong answer. which is okay. There's always tomorrow, and you guys keep tuning in, keep listening, keep using your fingers, and we will see you again tomorrow on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. I am your host, J Soul, and reminding you to stay positive, stay blessed, and God bless. Have a wonderful day.